Your dog destroys things when you leave, barks until the neighbors complain, follows you room to room like their life depends on it, starts falling apart the moment you pick up your keys. If that sounds familiar, I need you to hear something before we go any further. This is not bad behavior. This is not spite. This is not your dog punishing you for leaving. What your dog is experiencing is a genuine panic response. A nervous system doing what nervous systems do when they believe they are in danger, and the one thing that makes them safe is gone. I'm Penny Jones-Napier, certified holistic pet health coach, standard process whole food specialist, over 20 years in integrative pet nutrition. Today I'm giving you the complete protocol, not just add L-theanine, the full layered approach that addresses what's actually happening, with realistic timelines so you know what to expect. Let's get into it. When your dog anticipates your departure, their sympathetic nervous system fires as though there is a genuine threat. Cortisol spikes, adrenaline floods the system. The prefrontal cortex, the thinking brain, goes offline completely. The destruction, the vocalization, the escape attempts, these are not calculated decisions. They are the behaviors of a nervous system in acute panic. Your dog is not making a choice. They are experiencing the neurological equivalent of terror. The HPA axis, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal stress pathway, is in a separation anxious dog is not functioning normally. The stress response activates too easily, escalates too rapidly, and recovers too slowly. This means the physiological cost of being left alone, even for short periods, is genuinely significant. Everything we build in this protocol targets that HPA dysregulation. We are not trying to suppress the behavior. We are trying to restore the nervous system's ability to regulate itself. Before you change a single thing about your departure routine, build the nutritional foundation, because without it, every other layer is working uphill. First, daily tryptophan-rich protein in the morning meal on days you're leaving. Turkey, eggs, chicken, with a small amount of sweet potato or pumpkin alongside. Here's why that matters. Tryptophan is the amino acid the body converts into serotonin. But tryptophan competes with other amino acids to cross the blood-brain barrier, and in a very high-protein meal, it usually loses. A small amount of complex carbohydrate alongside the protein improves tryptophan's access to the brain, where it actually becomes serotonin. Small detail, real difference. Daily omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil for dogs. These reduce HPA axis hyperactivity over time. The stress response fires less easily and recovers faster. Daily fermented food, raw goat milk or kefir for the gut-brain axis, and a pinch of pumpkin seeds for magnesium, which is required for GABA receptor function, the brain's primary calming pathway. Now, adaptogens. This is the supplement layer most people skip, and it's the one that makes the biggest difference for separation anxiety specifically. Ashwagandha, Herbsmith Calm Shin, or Standard Process Calming Comfort Pro. These lower baseline cortisol over time, but they require consistent daily use for 4 to 6 weeks to work. They are not PRN supplements. You cannot give them only on high anxiety days and expect results. Start them now, before the situation worsens, and give them the time they need. Pre-departure, 30 to 60 minutes before you leave. L-theanine. Spirited Paw Calm of Composure Pro. CBD if you're using it 45 minutes before. These stacked on top of the daily adaptogens. The adaptogens create the foundation. The pre-departure supplements add the immediate layer. 3 environmental tools that work for separation anxiety. And one of them is the highest leverage thing I know of for this specific presentation. First, a Sentry or Adaptil pheromone diffuser running continuously in the space where your dog is left alone. Not just during departures, continuously. The pheromone baseline builds over 2 to 4 weeks. If you start at the day your dog has a bad episode, it's too late for that episode. Run it all the time. Second, white noise running while your dog is alone. This reduces outside sound triggers, the mail carrier, passing dogs, neighbors. And third, this one is critical, and most people don't know about it. High-value enrichment given only during alone time. Frozen calm, a Woof treat, a Woof play treat, a lick mat with something your dog loves, a bully stick, given the moment you leave and put away the moment you return. Never at any other time. Here's why this changes things. Over weeks of consistent practice, being alone begins to predict something wonderful. The frozen Kong only appears when you leave. The dog starts to associate your departure not just with terror, but with the best thing that happens in their day. This does not eliminate separation anxiety, but it meaningfully shifts the emotional valence of your departures, and it gives the nervous energy somewhere to go. Rotate the enrichment so it stays novel. Frozen is best, it lasts longer, and licking activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Here's something most people don't realize. The anxiety and the separation-anxious dog often starts not when you leave, but when they see the cues that predict you're leaving. Keys, shoes, your bag, your coat. These have been paired with the terror of your departure hundreds of times. The nervous system has learned. Keys mean something terrible is about to happen. By the time you open the door, the dog may already be in significant distress. The fix is called departure cue desensitization, and it is exactly what it sounds like. You practice the cues without the departure. Pick up your keys, sit back down, watch television, put on your shoes, make a cup of tea, grab your bag, stay home. Do this dozens of times daily, not a few, dozens, until the cues lose their predictive power, until your dog sees you pick up your keys and nothing happens. They stop responding because the association has been broken. This step alone, done consistently over 2 to 4 weeks, meaningfully reduces the pre-departure anxiety spiral that makes the actual alone time harder. It is not glamorous, it is repetitive, and it works. Once the departure cues have lost their power, you begin graduated departures, and I mean graduated, starting in seconds, not minutes. Step outside. Count to 10. Come back in. Do this calmly. No big hello, no big goodbye, matter of fact. The dog must return to baseline calm before the next departure. If they're still activated when you return, still panting, still pacing, the absence was too long. Go back to shorter. Build duration gradually and non-linearly. Some days shorter, some days longer. There's no standard timeline. The dog's nervous system determines the pace, not a protocol on a piece of paper. And here's the rule that people get wrong about anything else in separation anxiety training. Never return when your dog is vocalizing. I know it's hard. I know it feels cruel. But returning to vocalization, even if it's been 20 minutes and you're worried, directly reinforces the association that barking brings you back. Which means more barking next time, which means more anxiety, not less. Wait for a moment of relative quiet, even a few seconds, then return calmly. You are teaching the nervous system that quiet, not distress, is what ends the alone time. For moderate to severe separation anxiety, the dog who panics within 30 seconds, who has been doing this for years, who injures themselves trying to escape, I want to say this as clearly as I can. Medication is not giving up. Fluoxetine, which you may know as Prozac, raises the serotonin baseline over 4 to 8 weeks. It creates the neurological conditions in which behavioral work can actually take hold. A dog in full panic cannot learn. Their prefrontal cortex is offline. You cannot counter-condition a dog who cannot access their thinking brain. Fluoxetine lowers the anxiety enough that the graduated departure work has a nervous system it can work with. It's not a replacement for the behavioral protocol. It is the layer that makes the behavioral protocol possible. Clomicalm, clomipramine, is a tricyclic specifically approved for canine separation anxiety. Trazodone is sometimes used alongside either for additional support. Talk to your veterinarian directly. Ask about medication as a layer of the protocol. Any vet who tells you medication for separation anxiety is giving up does not understand the neuroscience of anxiety, and you deserve a second opinion. Before I close, cats. Yes, cats get separation anxiety. It is underdiagnosed because cats express it differently. Excessive vocalization when you're gone. Neighbors report it. Urinating outside the litter box, specifically during your absences. Overgrooming that worsens when you travel. Vomiting or digestive upset, specifically when alone. Cat-specific protocol. Feel Away Classic diffuser running continuously. High-value food puzzle given only during alone time. Spirited Paw Collar, it's formulated for both dogs and cats, contains L-theanine and L-tryptophan, and is one of the more palatable options for cats. Environmental enrichment. Window perches, bird feeders outside the window, puzzle feeders. A cat who is engaged is a cat who is less anxious. For severe cases, fluoxetine is sometimes prescribed for cats with genuine separation anxiety. A direct conversation with your vet is warranted. The realistic timeline, because I would rather tell you the truth than have you abandon a protocol that would have worked. Mild separation anxiety with consistent protocol work, 8 to 12 weeks before meaningful change. Moderate, 3 to 6 months. Severe, especially with medication alongside, 6 to 12 months. I know these numbers sound long, but here's what I see constantly. Pet owners who expect change in 2 to 3 weeks abandon protocols that would have worked in 3 to 6 months. The protocol works. It requires consistency that matches the timeline. You're gradually rewiring a nervous system. That takes time proportional to how long it's been wired the wrong way. If you want the full month of calming protocols, not just separation anxiety, but noise phobia, vet visits, the complete nutritional foundation, herbs, supplements, T-touch, body work, and fear-free handling, all of that is inside the Woof Nutrition member circle. This is our final week of the July theme, and everything is in the library. The link is in the description. The free assessment worksheet is there too. Download it first and do it before you change anything. It gives you the baseline that everything else gets built around. If this helped you understand your dog a little better, please share it. Someone in your life has a dog who panics when they leave. This information changes things for them. I'll see you in the next video.